Guys, can you guys see my SQL developer?
No, we don't. We just see the black page. Oh, now we
I
see
see
it.
it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's proceed. Here, okay. So over here, so let's do arrays. Okay, let us do arrays. Okay, so what is an array? Okay, array is used in every single programming language, whether it's SQL, whether it's PLSQL, whether it's Unix, whether it's Python. You use arrays. Okay, so what is an array? An array is a collection of similar objects. For example, this is an array. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a collection of numbers. So I have something like this. I have something named like Abdul. Array means simply it means a collection of similar objects. So Turab and Amran. So this is an array. This is one array. This is another array. Okay. So these have, for example, and this is an array. If you want to display just the first part in the array, this is at position. This is at position 1. If you want to display the second one, this is at position 2. Okay, if you want to display just the third character, this is position 3. Okay, this is position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear? Now, this is not an array. Okay, this is not an array. Okay, this is not an array. Why? Because this is not similar objects. These are 3 similar objects. This is not a similar object. Over here, these are all similar objects. Over here, these are all similar objects. Now, suddenly, this is not an array because this is not a similar object. Okay, but this is an array. Why? Because these are all varchar now. This is all varchar now. Okay, is that clear to everyone? So simply, array means it's a collection of similar objects. Is that clear to everyone?
Similar meaning similar data type.
Yes.
Okay.
So these are all similar data types. These are all varchars. Okay, these are not similar data types. Okay, this is names, and suddenly you have a number here. Okay, this is a number. Okay, so this is not an array. This is an array. This is an array. Okay. Anyway, so let's see how arrays can be utilized in PLSQL. So far, we have declared. How did we declare numbers, or how did we declare variables? So far, we just assigned one value to it, right? We just assigned one value to it, right? We just assigned one value to it. Okay, and then we said begin dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. So far we have done only we assigned one value to it. But what, for example, if you want to assign multiple values in an array, for example, if you want to assign multiple values in a variable, okay, so then you cannot do like this. Okay, you cannot do like that. Okay, so this is clear, right? How you assign a value to a variable, single value to a variable, and then you can call it. Okay, now let's see how arrays work. Same thing. We will write declare, and then I will say this is how you declare arrays. So type, you have to write the word type, and what is the name of the array? The name of the array is names underscore array. Okay, and we call it this is the syntax. You will have to remember this. and then you will say of varchar 215. What does this mean? It means that I am declaring an array called names underscore array, and it can hold 5 characters in it. It can hold 5 values in it. Okay, it can hold 5 values in it. Once again, I am declaring an array or v array. I'm declaring a v array. Okay, and it can hold 5 different values in it. And the data type of them is varchar. Why? This is important. This is very important. An array can only hold, an array is a collection of similar objects. So I can hold 5 varchar values in this, separated by comma. Okay. Now, so I declared an array. Now this is the data type. Now I will say names, and I will say v array. Sorry, I will assign this data type to it. This is clear to everyone.
Yes. Do we have to specify that 5 there?
Yeah, because I want five names in this.
5 values. I mean, okay. So if we don't know in advance how many values can be there, so then can we leave it out? Just
No, you have to assign a value there. I'm not sure about that. You can look into that. But for now,
okay.
we are going to create an
Okay.
array. We're going to create an
Uh-huh.
array called names. So first we define what is an array. Okay, we are defining a array called names underscore array, which can hold 5 values, and it's the data type. The
Okay.
data type is varchar too. Guys, give me 1 second. I think somebody is not able to join. Okay, simple. Okay, then I said now previously this is how we used to define data types, right? Names varchar to 15, right? This is how we used to define data types before, right? Say names underscore array. Now I'm defining a. This is how we used to define variables before, names and then varchar to 150. Now I'm defining a variable as an array, and I'm defining this array that it's a varchar data type and it can hold 5 characters. Okay, now I will write begin, and I will say names. So whatever this one is, names, and I will assign values to it. I will assign values to it. I will assign Sam, Tom, Tom, Kamran, Farah. Right? Now I assigned values to it. Right? Now I will say bbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then I will say I want to display all the names here, right? So how will I do it? So I will just type in. So remember I said I want to display this one only. So I will just type in names one. Here. See, I'm displaying only Sam. Now I want to display the second one as well. Okay. So I can just type in like this. I will type in 2. Now I will display the second one also, Sam and Tom. Okay. Now I want to display the fourth one. I will just say so I'll say Sam, Tom, and Cameron. Is this clear to everyone? Now I'm going to ask you a question based on what we covered yesterday. That will tell me how much you guys are following. Guys, don't join late. I already covered a topic, and you guys would not remember. Now, people who are joining now will be asking what is an array, or anyways. So please execute that. Is this clear to everyone? So for people who are joining late, I'm covering V arrays. So what is an V array? It's a collection of similar objects. So look at this. This is a collection of similar objects. So how do you create a V array? So you will type declare, type, give it a name, and you will say this is a V array, and it can hold 5 values in it. These are varchar 215. So this is data type varchar, maximum length 15, and it can hold maximum 5 names array. So what happens if I give 6 here? What happens if I do give 6 here?
It's not going to take it.
Guys, can everybody go on mute, please? Okay. So over here it says it is greater than the limit of V array. So the moment you see that, you know that we said 5 and we passed 6 values to it. Can we give less than? Yeah, we can do less. Okay, can everybody go on mute, please? I don't know why I have to keep saying that. Okay. So if I say 5, I can pass 4 values. Okay. Now what happens if I try to print the 5th value? What happens if I try to print the 5th value? The 5th value is null, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see what happens if I try to print. Let me just comment out these one. I don't want these. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So the 5th one is not even defined here. So it will say that doesn't even exist. So I can only print up to what is there on the screen. Is this clear to everyone?
Abdul,
Yeah.
I want to clarify here. You said 1, 2, and 4. So
Yeah.
that means your name Abdul will not print because you did not declare number 3.
No. I declared here, but I'm not calling it here. Yeah,
Okay.
it will not display. See, it's only displaying Sam, Tom, Kamran, because this is 1. I'm calling 1. Tom is 2. I'm calling 2. Abdul is 3. I did not display 3. I'm not calling 3. DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line will only display. You cannot assign or you cannot do anything. This is like a select statement. Okay. This is the 4th position and you're calling that one. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, so basically we are just specifying the element number, which element to print from the array. So it's doing that.
Yeah, you're repeating what I just said. So whatever is there, I'm just calling that. Okay, so I'm waiting for somebody to tell me something. I already said it's something similar to what we discussed yesterday. Okay, let me give you another hint. I want to display all 4 of them. Suppose I have 100. Suppose I have 100 values in this names array. Will I keep typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 100? Will I keep typing like that?
No, you can use a loop.
Very good. That's the answer I'm looking for.
For loop.
That's the answer I'm looking for. That's correct. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. Okay. So smaller data set, it's okay, right? A smaller data set is going to be okay. But I want a bigger data set. So if I have a bigger data set, I cannot keep typing like this. Instead, I can just give this value as I can call this as I, and I can call this as I, and then I can say for loop, like keep looping till you reach the total number of values in here. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get the count star, something like a count star. In databases, we have tables, we have count star. So I can say for I in 1 comma 1 dot dot. So yesterday's for loop. Do you guys remember?
And 4.
Yesterday's?
1
Yeah.
dot 4.
Yeah. So I
What?
won't type in. I will not type in 4. You can type in 4 hard code, but you don't have to type. You don't
It's
have to.
always going to be +1, right? Like you can
Yes.
1 dot 3 and
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to hardcore 4. Okay. We will calculate this automatically. What if tomorrow there is 5 more employees? So you will be stuck with 1 dot dot 5, right? So it should automatically calculate what is the number of values here and go all the way till there. Okay. So let me give. Did I already give this? Oh yeah. Okay. I already gave this. Okay. So guys, this is, I know this is not fun. It looks complicated, but previous batches did not know this and they still got a job. You guys are an advantage at the previous batches because I'm showing this. The fun part starts from Sunday. Okay. Power Center is very fun to learn. You don't type anything in there. Okay. So I showed you all the tough parts. We have just one more class left. I know it's getting difficult and you guys are like, how do we remember all this stuff? Just bear with me for one more class after this. Starting Sunday, it's going to be fun. It's going to be all colorful. Okay, it's going to be colorful. Okay, you won't be typing or doing anything. Okay, you won't be, so you will have your screen like this. Okay, it's going to be colorful. You won't typing the select statement. You won't see, if you want to sort data in a table, you do order by, right? See over here, you just drag and drop this one. So everything is disabled. I can, because you just drag and drop this thing. And in this one, you say ascending or descending. Okay. You want to join 2 tables. Okay. You can join 2 tables by on these columns, drag and drop. You want to update records. Okay. You use update strategy. Okay. It's going to be fun. So just bear with me for one more class and we should be doing fun stuff from Sunday. Okay. Now, let's get back to this. So I don't want to do this. What if I have 100 records? I don't want to be doing this. Okay. So let me get rid of this. Okay. Okay. Another thing, if you declare something over here, it's not necessary that you have to use it in the begin statement. So I can say names 1, 2, 3 as varchar. I don't know if you guys saw know this, but if you declare something, you don't have to use it in here. Okay. dbms underscore output. Usually you shouldn't declare something if you're not using, but even if you do, you can just say names. Okay. I declared something here which I'm not using in the body, so that will still work. Okay, but don't make it a habit. Don't, otherwise people will be confused. Okay, why did he or she declare something and it's not being used? Okay, now this. I'm going to declare a variable called total. Okay, and I will call this as integer. Okay, I'm going to call this as integer. Okay, now names. Now I will say, what is the value assigned to total? That value assigned to total is total equals, then I can just say names dot count. This is like doing count star in a table. Okay, names dot count. So what will be the value assigned to total? If you don't know what's the value being assigned to total, all you have to do is dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then you can just type in total here. It will tell you what is the value being assigned to total. Let me show you this. Let me clear this out. So tell me, what will be the value assigned to total?
4.
4, right? There are 4 values in this array. So names dot count. So it's like doing count star on a table. See, the value assigned to count is a total is 4 because this is names. Names is this. Count of names dot count means how many are there. So it assigned values 4. So if you don't know what it's doing, you can simply print out and see what it's doing. Okay, I'm not going to be using this. Now we are going to do something which we did yesterday. For I in one dot dot, I will just say total, because this is a value for. So remember, Tonya, you said you can hard code 4 here, right? So don't hard code. Tomorrow, if you have five more, it will automatically calculate how many are there. So it will start from 1, go all the way till 5. Okay, so don't hard code anything. If you're hard coding something here, you don't even have to calculate this. Okay, but no hard coding. Remember, in SQL also I said no hard coding. PLSQL, no hard coding. Power Center, no hard coding. In Power Center, there is a big concept called parameters. That means no, say no to hard coding. So hard coding is a very bad concept in any programming language, whether it's Unix, whether it's SQL, PLSQL, Power Center, Python. You should not be hard coding. You should automatically calculate the value here. Okay. Anyways, now I calculated the maximum value here. So I will start with 1 and go all the way till 4, because the value of 4 total is 4. Okay. Now I will say loop, and then I will say dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. And then I will just say names, because I'm saying for I in. This is clear to everyone. So if I have loop, anybody has any questions before I execute this?
No, it's clear.
So I will see all the 4 values: Sam, Tom, Kamran, and Abdul. Is this clear to everyone?
Abdul, can you please put that in the chat, the command?
Yeah, it's nothing. I already gave you this part. This is I'm doing from yesterday. So you can also start with 2 here. Okay, guys, don't take my command and paste it and execute. Okay, it's not fun. Type in your own thing. If you're not able to then do it, then copy paste. Okay. Clear? I can put 2. It will start with 2. So tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So tomorrow I have one more employee called. Okay. If you had hard coded 4 here, it would have only shown the first 4. Okay. Now, see, automatically it will calculate the 5th. So what does names? If you want to see what names of name, what is total doing, so you can display that also. Can someone tell me what will be the output right now?
It will display all the names. Wait, what is this?
So tell me what will be the output now.
Okay. Okay. One name, sorry, one Tom, or starting from, okay, 1 Sam, 2 Tom, 3 Abdul. So
That is wrong. It will display 5 Sam, 5 Tom, 5 Abdul, 5 Kamran, 5 Tony.
no, I mean, if you are taking the value, oh, sorry, total, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, got it. I was taking the value of I actually.
I did not put the I here. I put total here.
Yes.
Is this clear to everyone? I will display 5 Sam. So what is the value of total? The value of total is 5, right? Value of total is 5, right? So 5 Sam, 5 Tom, 5 Abdul.
If we add one more person, then it's going to be 666, right?
No, it will fail. Why will it fail if I add one more person?
Oh, because we have a var rate 5.
Correct. It will say out of range.
Right.
It will say a subscript out of limit. If you want to make that work, just make it 6 here.
You have to change it 6.
So now it will say 6 Tom. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a confusion about this I. So you didn't declare the I. So how it's gonna be how it's possible it shows on the screen, because
You're
usually
right.
we declare and it shows,
Correct.
right?
You're right. I did not declare I, because if I'm using something which I did not declare here, remember previously if I declared A and I'm calling B in the body, it will fail. But I'm declaring this inside the for loop. If I'm declaring something in the for loop, you don't have to. If I'm calling this in the for loop, you don't have to declare this. Okay, because this is the syntax of for loop itself. So when I use for loop, I don't declare this I outside. It will automatically get declared as a number. Automatically, this will be an integer, and it will start from this and go all the way till here.
So I'm sorry, Abdul, but we did the a integer equals 1 in the for loop before, so we can just skip it, you mean? Or
No, we never. So okay.
we used, yeah, declare a integer equals 1 in the for
Mhm.
loop yesterday. So that means that was showing just each value. It was not skipping. It was showing like 1,
Let
2,
me
3.
let me get the for loop from ES, or actually I can just type in.
Yeah,
So
yeah, okay.
yeah, can you give me what you have? Actually, I have it here. Are you talking about this? Are you talking about this one?
We did just a simple for loop yesterday from 1 to
Yeah.
10. And
Yeah,
we
you don't.
declared a,
Yeah, you don't need that. You don't need that. Clear? Yeah. If you're
yeah,
declaring
yeah.
something in, if you're declaring something in the for loop, it will automatically initialize this to a number. It will automatically give it a data type and everything. Okay. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
What happens if I put this now? What will be the output? So for the output for this one was this. What will be the output for this? What is the value of I?
Still the
One,
same with the total
one,
1, yeah.
1 Sam, 2 Tom, 3 Abdul, 4 Kamran, 5 Sonia, 6 Wasim, right? Yes or no? You guys are confused.
No, not really. Like that's how we're supposed to put, right? For I, so we're supposed to put the I here. But instead of I, you just put it total to show us that each one is going to be 5.
Yeah, we
Wait.
just have to imagine that we declared the I as an integer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
all about it.
see, total is, what does total do? Total will count this one. So total will always be fixed 6. I will keep increasing in loops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when it's 1, names of 1, which is Sam. When this is 2, it will be names of 2, which is Tom. Right? So you got it, right? 1 Sam, 2 Tom, 3 Abdul, 4 Kamran, 5 Sonia, 6 Wasim.
Yes.
Now tell me, what will be the output now? Can someone tell me? I don't have this inside the loop. So will this come 6 times or 1 time?
No, I think one time, right?
Oh, actually, sorry, I'm supposed to
It's going to
not
be
put it here. Over here. Okay. Oh, sorry, not even here.
in that case, we have to declare it, right?
In that case, yes, you have to declare it.
Because it's out of the loop.
Yes, correct. So you're right. My integer. Now I can declare this outside the for loop. Okay, dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. No, but there is no value assigned to it. The values
No,
for I, so I will
we
have
have
to
to
go
give
to
a
the bottom.
value to I. We have to give the value to I. We can say that I is equal to, let's say, 5. I mean,
No, over here. I can put it over here. So Sam, Tom, Abdul, Kamran, Sonia, and okay, I can say I integer equals to 1. Okay. See, now the output will be, this will get looped, and at the end, outside the loop, it will execute this one time. Here, dbms underscore output doesn't always have to be within the for loop. It can be outside the for loop. If it's outside the for loop, it will only get called one time. If it's inside the for loop, so what will be the output now? 1 Sam, 2 Tom, 3 Abdul, 4 Kamran, 5 Tonya, 6 Wasim, and then 1 at the end. Here?
Yes.
So, sorry, let me just
so instead of the, let's say, instead of this I after loop, if we're gonna say total, then at the end it's gonna show again the total names, right?
Yeah.
We can see how many names do we have.
Yeah, so you can say, yeah, you can do that
It's
also.
going to be 6 at the end.
Yeah, it will say 1 Sam, 2 Tom, 3 Abdul, 4 Kamran, 5 Tonya, 6 Wasim, and at the bottom it will say 6. See, 6, or you can say something like this. Total number of total number of employees in this company are total number of employees in this company are 6. You can play around with it, something like that. Clear? I mean, I modified this a lot. See how your blocks are getting more and more complicated, right? Previously on day 1, this is what we did. Begin BBMS underscore. We started off with this. Just 2 days ago, you had no idea about PLSQ, right? On day 1, we started off with this, right? We started off with this on day 1. Begin dbms underscore output underscore line. So on day 1, we started off with this, and now we are writing. A for loop inside an array. Okay.
Abdul, can I ask you a quick question? Sorry.
Yeah.
I would like to make sure that I don't confuse that. So as you told us that like a local comes first, right? Like before the global. So here the I comes from after for. It also say like it also accepted as a local. You see that the I you already gave the integer number. Let's say instead of 1, if you're gonna give 5, then in the loop it's gonna go first to the I. Yes, it's gonna
This
go
is
first.
this is not local. This is a loop.
I understand, but on the outside, in the global, you gave the integer number, right? Okay, so usually, as we know that, like in PLSQL, if there is a local, it goes first to local. If not, then it goes to global.
Correct.
Here, there is no local. There is just the I after for, like inside the loop. So it's gonna take always the I at the first as a local, right? Later, then, I mean, so if you give 3,
no, hold on. See, this has nothing to do with this. We just declared this one, so I wanted to show you how you can call this outside.
Okay.
So if you execute this, and let's just call I here. Okay, let's just call I here. So it will still start from 1 only. Okay, 1 Sam, 2 Tom, 3 Abdul, 4 Kamran, 5 Tonya, 6 Wasim. Since we gave the value 3 outside, it will display that over here, 3.
Okay.
Okay. So this, right now, this, you don't even need to do this. The only reason I did this was I wanted to show you how you can call this outside. If you have this dbms underscore output inside, it, like for example, see, look at this I, and I'm calling the I inside and outside. Inside it will take values from here. Outside it will take value from here. This
Okay.
one. Clear?
Yes.
Is this clear to everyone? How arrays are, how arrays work? And I was waiting for a comment. Nobody said anything. Okay, let me give you a hint. I have data like this. How is the data getting formatted? Let me get rid of all of this. I don't need this. Okay, once again, I have data like this. And how am I seeing the data now? Oh. What does it mean? Names, already names and group. Okay, maybe I didn't select the entire thing. Okay, so nobody is saying anything. I have data in different columns. Now I'm seeing data into rows.
Because
Right?
of array.
Yeah. So that's the specialty of array. If you have data like this, it will convert data into this format. It's, you have 6 columns. Now you have 6 rows here. Is that clear? So I can
Yes.
I can also say I pipe and what will be the output of this?
It will add a number in front
Mhm.
of each name.
What number?
1 Sam, 2 Tom,
Correct.
3 Abdul.
So you'll see 1 Sam, 2 Tom, 3. See, in this entire course, whatever we are doing, you should only know how to manipulate data. That is all you need to know. You should know how to manipulate data. That is all. You have employees table. You want to sort data in ascending order of salary. You want to sort data in descending order of salary. You want to add first name and last name. You want the first 3 characters. That's all we learned from in the last 20 days, right? Somebody is giving you data. You just have to manipulate according to what the business needs. That is all we are doing. Okay. If you ask me, describe in 2 words what you train in these 2.5 months, data manipulation. Data manipulation. That is all I'm doing in this 2.5 months, right? Somebody provides you data. I don't like it in this format. I want in this format. I have a column which has numbers and alphabets. I only want this. I have a column. I just want the first 3 characters. I want the last. So I have raw data. I want it in this format. So I have this raw data. I want it in this format. So somebody will provide you raw data. They will say, can you clean up the data and make it pretty and show it to me? That is all you're doing. If you ask me to explain in layman terms, a database developer will be provided raw data and you have to display it, the data, because people don't know how to do it. This is where you come into picture. Suppose you give this to to a person who doesn't know SQL or PLSQL or anything. Okay, you give this. Now they don't want to see the data in this format. They want to see it in rows. What will that person do? Because they don't know how to write a query or PLSQL block. They will do this. They will copy here. They will do it manually. Okay, they will also do the same thing as you're doing, right? They will do like this. They will copy paste and manually, and they will type in. There can be so many mistakes in what they do, but why you are getting paid 6-figure salary? Because you wrote this. there will be no mistakes here. There will be absolutely no mistakes here. Okay. Data manipulation can be done manually by anybody. They don't need to know SQL. So for example, there is 1 million records here. They will have to write 1 million times, right? But if you're smart and you wrote something like this, it will take a second to do this. Yeah, this is where you come into picture. Okay, you can also type in you can convert everything to uppercase. You want to convert everything to uppercase and just get the first three to be str. You'll convert everything to uppercase and just get hold on, why is it erroring out? It just worked, right? Upper name. Oh, okay. You don't need. Okay. I want to capture the first three characters. Okay. I think I'm using the wrong bracket. This one. So this bracket is here. Okay. So comma 1, comma 3 bracket, and I will type in cbstr bracket here. Should work. So I converted everything to uppercase and captured the first three characters. See, this is what the data was provided to me. I transformed this data. I added a serial number, I added a hyphen, I converted everything to uppercase, and I captured the first three characters. You are going to do the same thing in PowerCenter. They will say the data is like this. So PLSQL was used in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. After that, we started getting these tools. So after in early 2000, people started bringing in these tools. Okay, so if you want something to convert to uppercase, this is how lazy they made people. Okay, all you will go here, and you'll go here. You'll go to function. See, you don't even have to type upper. You don't even have to type upper. See, you already have upper. You can convert something to integer. You can do substring, instring, rpad, ltrim, rtrim. That is the reason I showed SQL before I jumped into PowerCenter. And once again, I repeat this in every class. If you know SQL, PowerCenter is going to be just double click, right click. See, reg match, reg replace, reg extract. Remember we did this. Substring, where is substring? So you just click here and type S. So you will see substring. Okay. So it will tell you, and it's very easy. So if you want to use substring, you just double click on this. Okay. If you want to use it on a column, just double click on the column. Just type in comma 1, comma 3. That's it. But you should know when to use what. Okay. I hope I didn't make any changes. Is that clear? So these are all, this is used to update. This is used to convert everything to uppercase or get the first three characters. Where condition. This is group by. This is joins. This is sequence. You can call a stored procedure with this. This is used to join two tables. This is used for row num. This is like case statement. This is order by. This is like a join two tables. This is union in in SQL we have union, in Power Center also we have union, but they're opposite. In in SQL, if you do union, you will not return duplicates, but if you do union in Power Center, you will return duplicate. If you know Java, you can use this. This is for XMLs. This is for XMLs. So we won't do this. Okay. So once again, if you know this, it's very easy to do this. Okay. If you know SQL, Power Center is very easy. Okay. Anyways, is V arrays clear? Is V arrays clear? Okay. Let me type another array. Type grades underscore array, and I will say is V array, and now I will say this is not varchar, it is integer. Okay, then I will call something as grades, and I will give them, I'll assign this data type to it. Okay, now over here I will say grades equals to grades underscore array, and I will say 94, 98, 97, 92, 91, 92, something like this. Yeah. Now let me just say pipe, and then I will say and let me put a hyphen. Once again, just playing around with data. I'm not doing anything. Somebody already provided me this. I am just playing around with this data. Okay, let me get rid of this. Let me keep substring. Let me get rid of substring. Keep upper here. Clear? So this one will automatically get assigned to this one. This one will automatically get to assign. This is an array. See, it's all numbers, right? This is an array because this is a collection of name. This is a collection of, and remember, arrays are used in every single programming language in the world. Okay. 94 gets assigned to Sam. 98 gets assigned to Tom. 97 gets assigned to Abdul. 92 gets assigned to Kamran. Okay. Clear? Any questions? Can we move on to the next topic? Okay, let's move on to cursors. Okay, let's move on to cursors. Let me show you some examples. Okay, on day one or yesterday or day before yesterday, somebody asked, we have employees table. Can we bring that data into our blog stored procedures and display that data? Remember, somebody said, I don't know if you guys remember, somebody said, can we get data from employees table and display on the screen here in our stored procedures or blocks? Okay. So far, we are only doing we are only doing unnamed blocks. So far, we are doing unnamed blocks. Okay, Saturday, I'm going to cover stored procedures and functions and stored procedures and then wrap it up. Exception handling. Saturday, I will do. Today, I'll finish off cursors, procedures, functions, triggers. I already did in depth. Packages. Okay, that should be it. And one or two. You guys can look in. You don't just look into these collections. This one, but we covered all of this in depth. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So far, all we are doing is doing unnamed blocks. Every time I want to execute that, I will have to paste this and execute. We are not storing this in the database yet. Okay. I will show you how to store. So when you write a join, every time you execute the join, you will have to copy paste it. But you can store it. You can store it in the database. And if you do select star on the view, in the backend, it will go and execute the join, right? In the backend, it will go and execute this join, this big join statement. Same thing, your unnamed blocks. So your example, just assume that your join is an unnamed view, but you can store it in the database and you can do select star on the view. Okay. Okay, we can store this in the database. We actually did one yesterday. Where is it? We created one yesterday. Remember this one? Create or replace. So anytime I want to execute this, I will not go and execute this begin, and I will just say exec. I'll just execute that and it will display here. Okay. I don't have to every time. I don't have to. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to topic. So far, we are doing unnamed blocks. Okay. We're not giving it a name ABC like greetings we gave. Okay. So when I do select star on this table, I have 11 columns and 107 rows. Now I want to display this in my store procedure or in my unnamed block. So what am I going to do here? I will type in begin. Okay. And then I will say, select employee underscore ID, comma first underscore name, comma salary from HR.employees, there's employee underscore ID equals 1. Hold on. No, this is incorrect. Okay, sorry. Let me declare values first. So I will call v underscore employee underscore. This is a variable. I'm calling this as a v underscore employee ID. I will call this as a number field. Then I will declare v underscore first underscore name, and I will call this as varchar 2 500. Then I will say v underscore salary as number. Okay, I'm declaring 3 variables here. Then I will say begin. Okay. So now I will say select employee underscore ID, first underscore name, salary from HR.employees, where employee underscore ID equals 198. Okay, so just make sure that your select statement works. Okay, your select statement works. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure something. I'll be back. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so give me 1 second. I need to check something here. Okay. So I will say select employee ID, first name, salary, and this query is executing, right? Now I want to store value 198 Donald. This is still the table. Okay, this is still from the employees table. Now I want to store this employee ID value 198 into this. I want to store the first name Donald into the first name. Then I want to display the salary into this. So I will extract the data from a table, store it into the variables I created, and then I can manipulate that. Okay, so this is how you do it. So you will say select the employee ID, first name, salary into, say, this comma this comma this. Okay, now you will type in. So you extracted data from the employees table into your variables. Now employee v underscore employee ID has this value, v underscore first name has this value, and v underscore salary has this value. Okay, now you can type in your dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then you can say over here you can say employee name, employee ID is pipe, and you can just say v underscore employee ID, and you can just say pipe, and first name is first name, salary is, I'm just taking these three and I'm writing a story here. Right? Nothing too complicated here. So I declared three variables. I extracted data from these three columns from this employee table for employee ID 198, and I'm storing it into the variables I declared. Now, since these have values, now I can manipulate and do whatever I want. I'm not going to touch the base tables. I'm only copying the data. So it's like you have a Word document. You made a copy of the Word document, and you're messing around with the backup. It's like you have a table. You took a backup of the table, and you're messing up with the backup table. You're not doing anything. You just copied the data from it. Now, if you execute this, see, it first, what did it do? It extracted data from the table and then transform the data like this and then displaying here. So you did ETL here, right? What is the full form of ETL? Extract, transform, and then load, right? So the ETL tool we are going to use is Power Center. Power Center is an ETL tool, most popular ETL tool, the one I showed you. So this is the most popular tool, Informatica Power Center. Every company uses it. But you don't always need to use a tool. You can use PL/SQL as well, because in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, nobody had Power Center. They all were doing ETL like this. So what did you do? You extracted data from employees table. Then you transform the data by adding some values or something. You can give them a hike or something. Right now I'm just displaying, and then I'm loading the data on the screen. You don't have to load data on the screen. You can insert this into another table. Okay, you can insert this into another table. You don't have to display on the screen. For example, I can create another table. So we always did dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, right? Let me not. So when we did triggers, I first showed you dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Now I will show you. Then later I showed how to insert the change records into a table. So let me just create a table here. Create table hr dot emp underscore 6 underscore 18. Then I will say column name will be emp underscore info varchar 2 999. I create this table. So I will display this information on the screen. Apart from that, I will say insert into this table I will say insert into this table values. And before I do that, I will have to declare v underscore amp underscore info. Let's say okay, and then I can say v underscore amp underscore info equals, and say this part. So insert into table values, you can just say I'm not sure if this will work. But my point is you don't have to always display on the screen. You can display on the screen, but you can always insert it into another table also.
Abdul, is it okay that you did 999, I mean 999 Barker into the table, and here you did 500?
Oh, this is a table, and over here I'm only yeah.
It's okay?
Yeah, but this one should not be greater than this one. If it's less, it's okay. No, 1 second. There's encountered. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let me try this. Okay, so you don't always have to display on the screen. You can also insert data. So what did I do? I extracted data from employees table. I transformed the data and I loaded into another table. Is that clear? Can try this out. This will make more sense to Fahad and Wasim, people who are working. It will make more sense to them. And Turab and people who are working, it will make more. I cannot copy the entire thing. Give me 1 second. I'll split this into two. Okay. In this, I'm displaying on the screen as well as. Before you do that, create your table also. Before you do that, create this table also. Okay. So what am I doing? I'm extracting data from employees table, transforming the data and loading it. So I'm doing ETL here. So instead of writing this complicated thing, this I can do in like 5 seconds, literally in 5 seconds in Power Center. Just drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop, and run the workflow. Okay, we will get to that later. Now, my point here is, so look at this part. Oh, sorry. So this part. So I restricted to one employee, right? I restricted to one employee. Now, what happens if I get rid of the weird statement? What happens if I get rid of the weird statement? I will have 107 employees, right? I will have 107 employees. Clear? Now see what happens. This out. Okay, this is a problem now, right? If you have if you're returning one record, it is good. If you're returning more than one record, it's a problem. It clearly says fetch returns more than one row. right? This is a problem now. That is the reason we have cursors. This is clear to everyone. I had to give you the backstory first before I did cursors. I didn't just want to start cursors and say why this is what is cursors. So why do we need cursors first of all? So when you're extracting data from another table and transforming the data, okay, if you're not using cursors, it will work fine. This will work fine. Okay, this will work perfectly fine. Okay, I'm not going to insert data into the table anymore. I just wanted to show you guys. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. So this will work fine. It will display that employee ID is 198. But when your select statement returns more than one value, when your select statement returns more than one value, it will not work. It will say fetch returns more than requested number of rows. Clear? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay.
Where are we requesting rows? Just one row. I mean, yeah, initially, yeah, when we had that where condition, we were only asking about one employee. Once we take it out, we are asking about all the employees in the table. But my question is, so for each row, it will not display altogether. What's stopping it from doing that?
When Oracle created it, it said it can only return one row. If you want to return more than one row, you have to use cursors.
Okay.
You're just repeating what I said. If it's returning more than one row, it will give an error. If it's one row, it will work perfectly fine. It will work perfectly fine. Okay. The moment you start returning more than one row, it will give you an error saying that your fetch returns more than one row, returns more than the request. So it is saying you cannot, unfortunately, you cannot use this. Okay. Now we have to okay. We don't need this also. Let me get rid of this. Okay. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this also. So let's go back to our simple. So I declared v employee ID, v first name, v last name, and I got employee ID 198 first employee ID, first name, last name, and I stored it into this. Then I was manipulating the data. That was working fine. Now the problem is when I'm returning more than one row, I will have to use cursors. What is a cursor? Okay, it's very important. What is a cursor? A cursor is a temporary area where if you're returning more than one row, you can temporarily store all of that information in that cursor, and one by one it will bring it into the body. So how many are there here? So you will have there's my note. Let's put it here. When it was one employee, it was good. But when you have more than one, you have to open a cursor. In the cursor, all of these will be saved. And one by one, it will go back, bring this in, and it will transform the data here. Then it will go back, bring this one in. It will bring in one at a time and display on the screen. Is that clear to everyone? Why we need cursors? If you're returning more than one row, we need cursors. Just simply remember that. So how do you use cursors? Okay. So how do you use cursors? Okay, before we do that, okay, let me get back. Can everybody go on mute, please? Okay, so how do we use cursors? So, one second. So you first have to declare a cursor. Okay, you first have to declare a cursor. Over here, you will have to declare a cursor. You can usually we declare it variables. We declare it as v underscore. Cursors we will declare it as c. Cursor we will declare it as c underscore, and then you can call it. Let's call it. We will call this as employee. Okay, and you will say cursor c employees is. This is the syntax. Cursor name is. Now we will write our select statement. Select employee underscore ID, first underscore name, salary from HR dot employees. Now this cursor will store all of this information. This cursor will store all of this information. Cursor will store all of this information. Now, in the body of the block, in the body of the block, it will bring in this one, transform the data and display on the screen. Bring in this one, transform the data here and display. So it will pass one value at a time here. Okay. Now, when the moment you type in cursor, and you have to say open, and then the cursor name. Right? For example, when you write loop, you will have to write end loop. Whenever you write if, you will have to write end if. Whenever you write loop, whenever you create a cursor, you have to say open the cursor and then end the cursor at the end. Okay, and close the cursor. So now this is a syntax of my cursor, and then I said open the cursor. Now, after I say open the cursor, then I will type in loop. Why? Because I'm going to loop every single row into this. I'm going to loop every single row into this. Okay. Now, what does my cursor have? Cursor has this information, right? So I will not say employee ID, first name, salary. I will say this into this. So previously it was erroring out, right? Because I had select employee ID, first name, salary into v employee ID, v first name, salary. It was erroring out. So what did I do? I took this entire data set, store it into the cursor. Now I'm saying from the insert the values from the cursor one at a time into this. So how do you do that? You type in cursor name is whatever the entire more than, if you're returning more than one, you just type it in the cursor. Begin, you will type in open C and open the cursor name, and then you will loop through every single row. You will loop through every single row. Okay. After you type in loop, you will have to say start fetching. Okay. Start fetching. What will you fetch? Select C employees into V employee ID, first names, and V salary. Okay. Close it here. You will type in. Okay. You will no longer do this because we are already doing this in the cursor. You will no longer do this. You're already doing this in the cursor. Now you will say select the cursor into this. So it will bring in this. Then it will. So now it will start looping. Next, you will type in exit. You have to exit at one time, right? When will you exit? You will say exit when the cursor dot SQL percent not found. So you will say percent not found. I'll explain what that is. Actually, I should have explained this first. So, okay, so dbms underscore output, it will do this. Before you do this, you'll have to end this loop. You'll have to end loop, and after loop, and then you will have to close the cursor. So while closing, you will have what was the first thing? This was the last thing you opened. So this is the first thing you will close. Before that, you open the cursor. So you will say close this one. Okay, and before that, you said begin. So you will end it here. So whatever, this is like first in, last out. So you did begin first, end will come at the end. You said open the cursor, that will come second last. The last thing you said loop, that will be the, okay. Now we'll execute this. Hold on 1 second. So declare v employee ID, v first name, v salary. Oh wait, when we said open, we were supposed to see, guys, never ignore these. Okay, loop, fetch, begin, open the cursor, loop, fetch. Sorry, no more select. Select is outside. Fetch. Okay. See, now you're able to return more than one. Is this clear to everyone? You don't have to remember this exact syntax, okay? All you need to remember right now, all you need to remember is, if you're returning more than one row in your select statement, you cannot use the regular, you have to use cursor. Cursor will take all of this and then it will pass. See, open the cursor, loop, fetch the cursor and start inserting into this. Now the values will get inserted into this and you can manipulate, and you keep going till the employee is not found. No more employees is till the cursor cannot find any more employees. Till then, keep going. Is that clear to everyone?
It is clear. Abdul, what's the biggest differences between this one and the backup? So this backup, it's like forever and ever it stays there, but this one is not staying, right?
This is not staying. This is displaying on the screen. You're using DBMS, and so you can store it into another table again, right?
Okay.
You can write an you can pass all of this. You can pass all of this value to another variable. I just showed it, right? And then you can pass it to another, and then you can write another insert statement. Okay. Okay. The reason I'm showing this is not to do this. Not to do this. You can do this without even. Okay. I don't have to write all of this. Okay, I can simply write select. I can simply write like this. Okay, I can simply write. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want to show you cursors. So I can just say, we already did this, right?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna just, yeah, exactly.
So we already did this, but the reason I'm showing you cursors is because I am trying to explain that you cannot bring in more than one subject. We cannot bring in one row. Okay, now where will you use that? Okay, I have a requirement. I want to loop through all the tables and all the columns and look for a specific value. Okay, that is when you use cursor, because you're bringing in more than one column, right? If you're in your entire database, you had just one table and one column, you don't need a cursor. But when you have to bring in more than one column in your select statement, right?
Yes.
So how do you bring in more than, so how do you bring in columns? So select column underscore name from all tab columns where owner equals HR. So right now, how many columns am I bringing? I am bringing in more than one column, right? I'm bringing in like so many columns. So I have to store this. I have to store this in a cursor. Cursor C1 is. I will have to store this in a cursor. Okay, once I store this in a cursor, once I store this into a cursor, then I will bring it into. Then I will bring it into this. Select select star from table underscore name where column underscore name column underscore name equals, if I'm looking for a value 100. Okay, so sorry, so I will just select table underscore name. So when I execute this, so now my cursor has all of these values. Now I want to, for table name, I want to display. So suppose I have like this. Now I have this table name. So my cursor will bring in this and replace it with here. My cursor will bring in this and replace it here, and it will check if this region ID 100 exists or not. Okay, it doesn't. Okay. So it will bring in one at a time and it will pass the same thing. It brought in out of the 107 employees, it bought one at a time and passed it through this. Right. Otherwise, if you have 100 table and 100 columns, you will not going to write select star from table where employee ID equals to 100, select star from table where name equals to 100, select star from birthday where employee ID. You cannot write 100, right? So you will have to loop through single. So that is the reason why I'm showing cursors. Clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, do that exercise. I don't know how many of you did. How many of you did that assignment I gave? Loop through all the tables in the HR schema for number columns and see if the value 100 exists. So you can just say and data underscore type equals number. These are all the number. These are all the number columns in the data in HR schema. I want to check each one of them if they have 100. So I will store this entire thing into the cursor. Cursor will bring one at a time and store it here. See, fetch C employees into this, right? So it will bring in one at a time and plug it into this. Okay, I don't know how many of you did. Anyways, is this clear?
How long this C1 stays intact? I mean or the cursor. Not just
You're
within
not
the
safe. It's within the session. If it closes, it will be gone.
okay.
The moment it executes this, the cursor will finish, because the moment cursor finds this thing, it will exit out, right? No more records found. After 107 records, the this cursor percentile is not found, right? So it will exit out. That's where the cursor will exit out. Okay. Okay. So this is called as explicit cursor. Okay. This is called as an explicit cursor. Okay. I should have explained implicit cursor. That is very easy. This is the complicated one. I'm still going to give you time till Saturday. I want you to write a block which will return all the columns and all the tables which have the word, which have the number 100 in it. Okay, I have it here. I have the answer here, but do it. Okay, don't pause my video and copy that. Okay, is this clear to everyone? So once again, I will define 3 variables so I can use it here. And I will define a cursor. Reason I'm defining a cursor is because I'm returning more than one employee, first name and last name. All of this gets stored into this cursor. Okay, I will cite begin. The moment I type in begin, I have to write in open the cursor. If you're using cursors, you will always have loops. Why? Because cursor will have more than one value and you will have to loop through this entire thing. Till when will you loop? Till exit when the cursor doesn't have any more records in it. This means no more records found. Okay, it will keep looping and it will pass, keep looping, and it will pass it into this value, this value, this value. Okay, and then you will transform the data and load it here, or you can insert it into another table. Clear? I have 15 minutes. I have to cover implicit cursor. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, let's do implicit. Implicit cursor means it's provided by Oracle. Explicit cursor means you created one. What was a cursor you created? C_employees, right? Implicit cursor means Oracle provided cursor. Explicit cursor means the cursor which you created. So I created a cursor C1 as cursor C1 as select employee ID first. So you created this cursor. Okay, Oracle has its own cursors. Okay, Oracle has its own cursors. Those are called as implicit cursors. They are, you will not use them just by themselves. You will always use a combination like how we did just now. Okay, you will always use implicit and explicit cursors. Okay, now let me write okay, so select star from customers. I have, let's use this. How many records do I have? I have 6 records in this, right? Okay, so now I'm going to write an unnamed block. I will say declare. I will say total underscore rows, and I'm going to call this as number. Okay, now I want to update. I'm going to write an update statement to update some records. Okay, so I will say begin, and then I will say update table set salary equals 1000. Set salary equals to 1000, where employee underscore ID equals 9. Okay, is there an employee ID 9? There is no employee ID 9, right? So anyways, so just keep that in mind. So I'm saying update table set salary equals to 1000, where employee underscore ID equals to 9. Now I'm going to type in if SQL person not found. Okay, what does this SQL person not found mean? It means that when you're updating, inserting, or deleting records, and there is, if you're not inserting or deleting or updating even a single record, then this will be true. Okay, if you're not inserting, updating, deleting any single record, this will be true. If SQL person not found, then what will you display? dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. You can say no customers updated, right? Else if, what we did yesterday, else if, what will I say? If so the second condition, remember, for else if you can do more than one condition, right? If then can do only one condition, else if can do multiple conditions. Now I will say if SQL person found, means if I'm updating more than one record, then I will say customers updated, right? I will say customers updated. Then I will say and if, and so I have 6 employees. Okay, I'm trying to update an employee with employee ID 9. So which condition will get satisfied? Will this condition get satisfied, or will this condition get satisfied?
Not found.
So not found will get satisfied, right? So wait.
What about after else if? Should we put the then? Else if. And after the SQL found,
Yes. So if, then, else if, then, and then end. Okay, let me execute this. Invalid identifier. Oh, sorry. Why am I using employee underscore ID? There is nothing called employee underscore ID. It's called ID. It's just ID. Sorry, I'm so used to employee underscore. So it says no customer found, right? Now, so just remember, I declared this. I'm still not using this anywhere. I'm going to use that in a moment. What if I say 1? Update table set salary equals to 1000 where ID equals to 1. So what will happen? How many records will get updated?
1.
So will it satisfy, will this condition get satisfied or this condition get satisfied? If so SQL person found will get satisfied because it found 1 employee, right? So let's see what happens
It's
now.
going to update only Mamish, right?
Yeah, it's going to do 1, right? So this one will get satisfied. Now it says customer updated, customers updated. Previously it was saying no customer updated, now it's saying customer updated. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, now I want to know how many customers got updated. So I declared something called total underscore rows. When no customers are updated, we will not use this. Only when customers are updated, over here you will say total underscore rows equals SQL percent row count. How many implicit cursors we have used so far? We used 1, 2, and 3 implicit cursors. SQL person not found, SQL person found, and SQL person row count. Okay, so we already learned about 3 implicit. These are provided by Oracle. These cursors are provided by Oracle. This one, and this one. Okay, now total rows is SQL person row count. So you can say customers up. You can say now you can pass that here. Okay, clear this out. Now it says 1 customer updated. Now I will say where ID in 1, 2, 11. Right. So what will be the answer here? Okay, first of all, will this condition get satisfied or this condition get satisfied? Will the first condition get satisfied or the second condition get satisfied? I don't know what is there.
But we don't have 11 there. We don't
Yeah.
have 11 there.
Yes. So this one means no customers. SQL person not found means not even 1. Over here means at least 1 gets satisfied. So will this get satisfied or this get satisfied?
I think both of them should be, right? Because
okay, when I do select star, I'm returning 2. SQL person not found means not even one single match is found. Over here it means at least 1 match is found. Okay, now let me ask a question again. Will this get satisfied or this get satisfied?
Of course, second one.
Second one will get satisfied, right? If this one was returning nothing, if this update statement was not returning anything, only then this will get satisfied. Only then this will get satisfied. But at least even 1 is getting satisfied, then it will go here. Okay, so what will be my output right now?
2 customers updated.
Yeah, so it will say 2 customers updated. It says 2 customers updated. So if a condition is satisfied, we will return this message. And we are using these implicit cursors, 1, 2, and 3 implicit cursors. Is that clear? Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pass this directly here. See if I can pass this directly here. Yeah, okay. I don't even need this. I don't even need this. I don't even need this. Okay. So I can use this directly. So let me say 3, something like this. Clear this out. I don't even have to declare anything. It will say 3 customers got updated. Try to keep your blocks as small as possible. No need to declare something which you only need to declare something which doesn't exist. Oracle already says this thing exists. Just use it the way it is given. Is this clear? Explicit and implicit cursors. Explicit is slightly difficult. Implicit is easy.
So this SQL row count basically uh, tells us how many rows were processed or
How
how
many
many.
rows were returned, updated, deleted, something. How many rows were returned or updated or deleted?
Okay.
Guys, when I give you topics in advance, please read and come to class. This will make it easier. Okay. So this is implicit cursors. These are provided by Oracle. Go through a list of all the implicit cursors. Okay. Update, delete is simple. Select is complicated here. When you're writing a select, it's complicated. Whenever you write a select, you have to write into, and it's slightly different. Okay. So I want you to execute this select statement in this. Okay. I want you to execute this select statement into this. You won't be able to do it. Okay. Try it out. You okay. This will not work. Delete will work. Let me try delete first. So delete from customers. Delete from customers. Their ID in. If you execute this, sorry, delete. So it says 3 customers updated. It should have said 3 customers deleted. If you do select star on this table, so 1, 2, and 3 would have got deleted. Okay, only 4, 5, 6. So I'll do a rollback. Okay, see, delete and updates work perfectly fine. The moment you type in this one, this is where problems will come in. Okay. Okay, it will not work. It will say you will have to use, see, you will have to use an into clause. You will have to use an into clause. You cannot write select just like that. Okay, so you will have to declare. Okay, I'm not supposed to be doing this. This is homework, but I'll do it. So you will type in result. You will type in result, and then you will say number. You will type in result, and then you will call this as number, or call it as whacker. 2, 5. Okay, now you will say begin select star. You cannot write like this. Okay, you will have to say select star from customer where ID in, and into we'll have to into results. SQL person no found. Then if SQL person found, I don't know if this will work. Select star from. What does it say? There's error in line 5. Select star from customers where ID in into results. How would we do this? Declare this into the okay. There is a problem here. It doesn't like this. Select star from customers where ID in. Okay, let me see. Try it out. Okay. delete and updates will work fine. When you're trying to use select star, it will not work. You'll have to use an into command. You have to use, okay, get rid of this. I'm using an into command, but it's, yeah, into clause is expected in this select statement. Is that clear to everyone? So we covered arrays and we covered how to loop through arrays. Then we covered explicit and implicit cursor. So Saturday will be the final class. I want you to write a block which will loop through all columns, all number columns in employees, HR.employees. Write a block which will loop through all number columns in HR.employees, searching for value 100. You will have to use cursors, you will have to use loops. I'll tell you that much. And you will have to use cursor. You will say select table underscore name, column underscore name from all tab columns where owner equals HR, table and table underscore name equals employees, and data underscore type equals to number. And then you will have to put this in a cursor, and then you will have to loop through. Okay. It's not easy, but this is what I do at work. This is what I've done. I look for a value -2, and in a previous company, I had to look for unprintable characters, like something. Sometimes you get values like this, right? Q, and then you get some weird characters. So I have to look. For now, I just want to write a query to loop through all the tables, all the columns in HR.employees. So in HR.employees, how many columns do you have? Select column underscore name from all tab columns where owner equals HR and table underscore name equals employees and data. You don't loop through all columns because there's some varchar columns also. Should be 4 or 5. Yeah. So there's 5 columns. So I want you to loop through all the 5 columns and check. Okay. Is that clear? So you will write giving you already an answer. So cursor C1 is, we'll type this one. So this is what you will put in your cursor. Then you will loop through this and you will write a select statement. Select, so you will say ABC, select ABC from DEF where ABC equals 100. So you will write one generic select statement. Now your cursor will, wait, so let me say column underscore name, and then I will type in table underscore name. So it will bring in one value at a time. So it will bring in this and this. It will put, instead of ABC, it will, you will write one generic column. So first time when the query runs, the cursor will bring in this and replace it here. Cursor will bring this table name, replace it here, and anytime you see ABC, you will write column name. Anytime you see, so this is what it will execute. Okay. Okay. Then it will go back and bring in, salary. So it will, this ABC will get replaced by salary, DEF will get replaced by employees, and then again if you see ABC, it will get replaced by this. So it will execute again this one. Okay. So it will keep bringing in values and it will keep looping through this, just like what we did before. Just like what we did before, we brought in all the different employees and kept looping it through. The customer name is this and the salary is this. You kept looping through that, right? I hope you guys get an idea. Clear? Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay, this is the assignment question. Anybody has any questions?
Abdul,
Yeah.
I have a small the issue with the trigger. Do you want me to just send you the the text, or do you want me to show you right now?
You can share screen.
Okay. You see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember that we did the triggers? So here I have a small problem. Probably I make a small mistake here. So this is the trigger name. This is my table. So when I go to this table, which is here, I already see that.
The trigger is there.
Let me check the
Okay.
trigger. So the trigger is here and it's update and enable. Okay, so I already did the set server out on. It's on. How can I check? I can show it like that. Okay, so you see salary was updated, it means it's on. So when I make the update here, okay, it doesn't show me this one. But the problem is that. So let's
clear that out, that message. Okay.
Okay, so as you see that here, let's say 7,000, right? And when I make it 6, problem is here.
Hold on, don't execute that. Don't execute that. Go to your script output.
This one?
Script output. Next to the query result, you have script output below. Up. Yeah. Okay. Now execute. Execute that update statement.
Okay, so the issue is this one, Abdul. You see, it didn't show. So here, if I go to check this one to 5.
Okay, don't execute the commit. Don't execute the commit. Just execute the update statement.
Okay.
Okay, can you scroll up? Can you scroll up? Let me look at your trigger. Create or replace trigger. Can you type in create or replace trigger?
I tried this one too. Create or replace.
Create or replace trigger and then the trigger name. After update of salary on for each row. Hold on, give me 1 second. There could be an issue with
So Abdul, so look, when I go this one now, you're gonna see 2 times salary updated. Look at that. You see here, because we changed already 2 times.
Yes. Can you type in set server out? Can you type in set server output on?
Okay. We got to change this one now. If you want, I can compile this one again for the replace.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to drop and recreate it again?
Just recompile it.
Okay, compiled. Okay, so let's go and change it. 6. Doesn't show me. I do remember that it was showing here.
Okay, hold on. I think it is unable to display because your cache. Okay, so your trigger message is not getting displayed because You have to flush your cache. See, when you execute just the dbms underscore output, it will show you how many times it's updating, right?
Yes, it shows. Yes.
Yeah, now it will show how many times it's updating, because that information is there, but it's not. Yeah, that
Showing. Yeah.
it's not showing because it's filled up. It's unable
I'm
to
getting the
show.
same issue actually. I'm getting the
Okay,
same issue.
so can you just Google?
How to clear my cache?
No, just Google trigger not displaying. Just Google trigger not displaying message oracle. So it will ask you to.
Do you check if the triggers enabled? No.
The trigger is. Can you scroll down? Hold on, but the trigger will not. If you're not this. Okay, keep scrolling down.
Here.
Yeah, PSQL trigger not displaying. Okay, can you click on that? Scroll down. So go to view, go to DB. Okay, you're checking for the output in the wrong place. Scroll down. What is the message? Go to view. Oh, no, scroll up. They already gave the answer. Go to views dbms underscore output. Can you do that?
Like copy or?
No. It's
Oh,
saying
my
go to on your
okay.
SQL develop.
Okay. View dbms output. Okay.
Go to views on the top and go to dbms
output.
underscore output down. Okay. Now update the. Yeah, see that buffer size. That buffer size needs to be increased. Okay, hold on. Now execute the update statement.
Okay.
Can you increase? Yeah, clear that out. Now make it 2000 something.
Maybe change this one?
Yeah,
or
increase that. Yeah, just click somewhere on the screen. Yeah, okay. Okay, hold on. Do me a favor. Can you erase the dbms underscore output also? Do you see the eraser? No. Yeah, clear that out. Okay, now execute. There is no problem. Your trigger is working. It's just that it's not playing.
Trigger is okay, because when I check the trigger here,
yeah,
it shows me that.
Yeah, how many times you updated? But 4 times. So just that it's not displaying. So just Google for it. I don't have
probably this is the issue that you are telling me, because as I remember that before, when I was trying at home, it showed me many times. Later, then it stopped showing. Because probably it's the issue that you're telling me. Cache, there's a number of cache probably.
You just need to flush it out and make it. Okay, hold on. Let me check what is the size I see. So if I go to my view and if I go to dbms underscore output, it's only 20,000.
Yeah, so mine was also 20.
Yeah, it's only 20,000. The default should work. You shouldn't be even touching that. So just go through some more forums and see.
Okay,
So
I will do it myself. Okay.
Okay, work it out and see if it's.
If not, then I'll let you know next time.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye. Okay. Anybody has questions?
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys. Bye.